Coming up on today's show, we are drinking the rat poison. There's been some betting odds out there, a lot of Ty Simpson Heisman conversation out there that we want to discuss on today's show. Some very good quotes from Joe Klatt on Ty Simpson, and also betting odds on Alabama making the college football playoffs and winning this year's national championship game. Before we get into all that, though, guys, we are very, very close to hitting 30,000 subscribers here on the Alabama Football Report. When I started back a couple of years ago, I think we started at like 10, 12,000 subscribers or something like that, and we have been growing and growing and growing over the past 2 years. So help me out. Make sure you guys hit that sub button. We're only 737 subscribers away, so make sure if you're not subscribed to the Alabama Football Report by Chat Sports, hit that sub button. We got daily Alabama videos for you guys, as well as watch parties for every single Alabama football game. So join the community and hit that sub button for me right now. All right, first up on today's show, it is Heisman season, baby. You know, I was talking to our guy Tom Downey about the Heisman season campaign that's going on right now, and he doesn't really understand it. He said it looks like tight end 15, man. I think it makes a whole lot of sense. I think Alabama fans know what's going on. Ty Simpson right now is playing at a very, very high level, and just week after week after week, he is getting better and better and better. He is playing with anticipation, and man, you know, you go back to that game, the other day against Vanderbilt, Ty Simpson goes out there, he throws his first pick of the season, and then comes right back the very next drive and just starts throwing dot after dot after dot. He's got a little bit of a psycho gene to him as well. Just a lot of tight window throws for him. You can see over the first 5 games of the season here, Ty Simpson, that first game against Florida State, it was his first start as a starting quarterback in college football, especially in the SEC as well. You're going on the road. It was shaky, but still, he took care of the football, and ever since then, he is doing what he needs to do just to help the team. And that, at the end of the day, is the biggest thing. Ty Simpson is helping this Alabama football team win games right now. He is making the smart decisions, and he is playing very, very high-level football. I love these quotes right here from Joel Klatt. He was on the Next Round the other day, just talking about, his preparation for, him calling that Wisconsin game. He got a chance to see some Ty Simpson film for the first time there. He said, "Simpson's incredible. I get to buzz through tapes, but I, really study the two teams that, I'm going to do. Wisconsin just so happened to have Alabama on their schedule. So last week when I was preparing for Wisconsin, I'm really diving into the Alabama film when they played Wisconsin, and there was like 5 times where I had to pause the film. I was like, whoa, like that was a big league top 3 draft pick throw." He goes on to say some other stuff about Ty Simpson here as well, saying if Ty Simpson's name was Ty Manning, we would cancel the end of the season, the Heisman Trophy ceremony, and just do it now. That's the best pure passing game in college football. Simpson has been the best quarterback in college football from a passing perspective. I don't necessarily know if Ty Simpson, from my opinion anyways, I don't necessarily know if Ty Simpson has been the best passing quarterback. There's been some really, really good quarterback play out there so far this season, but I definitely do think Ty Simpson is up there, at least in the top 5 in quarterbacks in college football right now. So I want to hear from you guys down at the pinned comment of today's video. What is the % chance that you think Ty Simpson wins the Heisman Trophy? 1 to 100. Let me know what you guys think down at the pinned comment of today's video. All right, so BetOnline has some Heisman odds out right now. And Ty Simpson currently, we touched on it the other day, but they've been updated a little bit since then. Ty Simpson right now still number 3 in the country in betting odds for the Heisman. You can see him right there at plus 800. I think a couple of months ago, before the season started, Ty Simpson was like plus 7,000 or something like that. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I think Joey Aguilar should have better odds. He's not getting any credit right now. Tennessee's quarterback is playing at a very, very high level. Fernando Mendoza is playing really good for Indiana as well. Dante Moore, Carson Beck, both of those guys, been going off for their respected schools as well. And when it comes to this Ty Simpson Heisman conversation, I know I know a lot of Alabama fans don't really care about individual awards, and, that's totally fine. That's totally understandable. I know talking about this is just totally rat poison, but, we are all fans at the end of the day. It's not us that has to ignore this hype. It's totally on the players to ignore all of this, rat poison and hype out there in the national media. As a diehard Alabama fan, when I see my guys going out there and playing at a very, very high level and finally getting the respect that they deserve, I want to talk about it. You guys remember back during the preseason, everybody and the mothers were putting out, dropping their SEC quarterback rankings. You saw guys like Arch Manning, Lenora Sellers, DJ Lagway, Garrett Nussmeier, Austin Simmons was even on those lists. He's not even the starter for Ole Miss anymore. Those were the guys that the national media really wanted to talk about, and most of those guys have looked pretty mid so far through 6 weeks through the season now. So I get it. There's a long way to go. There's going to be a whole lot more challenges that Ty Simpson is going to have to overcome throughout the rest of the season. But since that Florida State game, he has looked incredibly good for the Crimson Tide. All right, we'll come back and take a look at some of those some of those national championship odds here in just a second. But today's show is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every single day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. I use Prize Picks for so many different types of sporting events, whether it's professional football, basketball, baseball. You have the Major League Baseball playoffs going on right now that you can get some of those Prize Picks lineups on for that as well. This is the power play that we've got cooked up for the Thursday night slate of games here, going with Devontae Smith, former Alabama Heisman right there, so it definitely fits the bill for this video that we're doing today. More than just a half a touchdown for him. It could be rushing, could be receiving. And then Theo Johnson for the New York Giants going with more than on just a half touchdown for him as well. Also, same thing, could be rushing or could be receiving. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, which means you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. You want more than on Josh Allen's passing yards, rush yards, and touchdowns. Now you can pick all 3 of them in the same Prize Picks lineup only on Prize Picks. Play Prize Picks to get action on football in more than 40 different states, including California, Texas, Georgia, and yes, Prize Picks is available in Alabama as well. So download the Prize Picks app today and use promo code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's promo code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That link is going to be down in the description of today's show. It'll also be down at the pinned comment of today's show as well. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. All right, let's take a look at some national championship and some college football playoff betting odds here now. Alabama currently right now, per BetOnline, has the 3rd best odds to win the national championship. You wouldn't think that that would be the case after that first game of the season. Everybody was, counting Alabama out. I wasn't counting Alabama out at the time, but I definitely, noted that they had a lot of problems that they needed to fix at that point in the season. You see right there, they're at plus 600. Ohio State, Oregon, the top 2 teams ahead of them there. Miami, Georgia also still in the mix. We were talking about Georgia in the office earlier today. They only have 1 SEC loss, so there's still an opportunity if Georgia, fixes their problems and continues to win out. You still might see them in the SEC championship game as well. Oklahoma is going to be a really big competition. Ole Miss is playing some decent football right now. Texas A&M, Texas is still in there too. Kind of the same thing with them. They've only got 1 SEC loss, so if they could fix some stuff, they could turn their season around as well. When you look at the ESPN college football playoff predictor right now, same exact thing. Alabama right now sitting at number 3 in the country with a 79% chance to make it to the college football playoffs. And, going after last season, it was the first year of the 12-team college football playoffs. Alabama loses 3 games. And, even at the end of the season before that Oklahoma game actually went down, you had those 2 losses against Tennessee and Vanderbilt. You were sitting in a really good spot at that point in the season. So still, we'll talk about the rest of the schedule here in just a second, but you still have an opportunity. Even if you lose 1 more game this season, you still have a very, very good chance to make it into that 12-team playoff. So I want to hear from you guys down inside the comment section. Will Alabama make the playoffs this season? They missed it last year, but let me know what you guys think. Type Y for yes or N for no down in the comment section of today's video. Now, like we said just a second ago, Alabama has plenty of challenges on the horizon for the rest of their season. You have Missouri this week. It is a road game at Missouri, 11 a.m. kickoff. They are undefeated right now. You know, some people were kind of throwing out, is this a trap game type of thing? No, I don't think this is a trap game at all. I think this Alabama team knows that this Missouri team is very good, especially, in the run game as well. You have Tennessee. That's always a tough matchup. That one's going to be a night game. By the way, it was announced the other day. South Carolina, I know they still have their problems, but damn, they can still beat you, especially when you're going to South Carolina. You still have, 4 in total currently right now ranked teams on your schedule, including that LSU and Oklahoma games, Eastern Illinois, whatever. But then Auburn, I continue to say Auburn, at Auburn, that's always a very, very tough place to play. So when it comes to Alabama's college football playoff chances, there are still plenty of challenges for this Alabama team. You have an 11 a.m. kickoff versus undefeated Missouri. Tennessee has looked really good so far this season. Even in that one lone loss versus Georgia, they played a really good football game. LSU, South Carolina, they definitely have their problems, but they can still beat you if you do not take them serious. John Mateer in Oklahoma, they are firing on all cylinders right now. And, I always say Jordan-Hare in November is one of the toughest places to play in the country. And, while we all love to poke fun at Hugh Freeze, they went out, they got Jackson Arnold out of the transfer portal. He absolutely cooked Alabama last season when he was the quarterback for Oklahoma. So while I feel good about where this Alabama team stands right now, there are still plenty of challenges ahead for this Alabama team.